All right, guys, we're live. We're live. GM,
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 GM, guys.
everyone. Yeah, hope everyone is having an amazing day. We're approaching weekend already, especially how you see in the market. What are your
Yeah,
expectations? Today is
we're
Thursday.
seeing, yes. So, because we are seeing Bitcoin still play around a little bit. And we've seen a few alts. For example, Sora is still, they are now still trying to approach their normal resistance, which is kind of a good thing, right? Because we are getting into weekend. So if we approach that resistance and we hit weekend, we should be expecting yet another uh, drawback. So it's just a scalper's market now, to be honest. Let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Let me share my screen briefly. For those joining, please feel free, share the link, invite anyone you want to invite. It's really, really necessary that you invite others to come with questions and also learn one or two things from these live sessions that we do. Really, really important. So I'll be sharing my screen briefly just to look at Sora, just briefly. Wherever you're watching from, please feel free to like retweet or post or invite anyone you want. So please, can you see my screen?
Screen is not live yet. Yeah, I can see the screen now.
Is it live now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yesterday when we were talking about Sora, when I was talking of confirm with X before you jump in, it was around 2.6 M. Yesterday it went down a bit to about 2.3. Yeah, but usually that's around our range that I would love to get in 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. So that's our range. And we've said this severally that Sora has been amazing for swings. So if you check, whoever got in around yesterday's price, 2.6, 2.5. Right now, the person should be up approximately about 20%, approximately, which isn't bad for a swing play. And like I always say, the volume is actually good. Like the volume is really, really good. It's on MXC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's on L Bank too. It's on L Bank. It's on MXC. You can capitalize on this and make some really, really good gains without necessarily trading it on Pancake Swap. For the longest period of time, I was trading it on Pancake. It's just recently I started trading it on MXC. So people need to capitalize on this. Then ARIO, after this, we'll get back to the news to see some stuff on the news. ARIO has done like a decent 30% today, which is really good. What do you think about ARI? We've been talking about accumulators. We spoke about it yesterday. Yesterday it was at 45 0.0045. That is 4.5 M. Right now it's at 6 M MTV. Personally, what do you think about this ARIO and the accumulation opportunities?
Well, the thing with ARIO right now that I think maybe a few persons might not be very keen on swinging it is because this opportunity of swing is just starting, right? After these announcements that they make moving to base, ARIO has been the price or the token price has been dormant for the longest, right? So most people might be a bit,
Yeah,
skeptical
yeah.
to jump in so that they don't get trapped in, you know. But the opportunity is there, right? We've seen it for like a week now, or slightly above a week. We've seen it range. So
Yeah.
it's not technically a range because it's more like if you get it at a good bottom or at a good support, you could wake up one morning and you're up 200%. You can also wake up and you're up 20%, right? So that
Yeah,
high
yeah.
volatility is there, right? And people, ARIO, you can't trade it on features, right? It has to be spot. So people trading it will want to trade it with like maybe a good amount of money, maybe from maybe $250, $500. and above.
Yeah.
So that they can 20% can be something reasonable, 30% can be something reasonable. You get. So I think they're trying to build that confidence. Basically, you can't compare ARIO's volume to Sora's volume, and Sora
True.
is practically maintaining its support and resistance level. It's like almost predictable at this point. You get.
It's predictable. This is something that for Sura, for those that are just joining, and this is Sura on the screen. Sorry, this is ARI on the screen. Let me go back so you see Sura for those just joining. This is Sura on the screen for those just joining. And it's not a matter of it being almost predictable. It's actually predictable. We have been able to swing this Sura minimum from late October, or let me use from when we started talking about it here, from first week of November till date, we have at least swing Sora minimum of 5 times, like minimum. But I do know it's more than 5 times because almost every 3 days, Sora gives you an opportunity to swing. Like I looked at the charts here, I did the analysis sometime 2 weeks ago. I think that was 24th or 25th of November, something like that. But ending of November, I did that analysis. And if you check from when I did the analysis, personally, I've been able to swing Sora again like 4 times since that time that I did the analysis. So if you check and if you factor in the fact that that's about 2 weeks ago, you can say that's 15, 16 days. So if you check 3 days, doing maths, you find out that it gives you that opportunity to swing almost every 3 to 4 days, basically. And that is largely because of BTC2 has been ranging that period. BTC has been going up, down, up, down, up, down for the past 1 month now or more. So it has been really, really profitable. I just hope most persons have been capitalizing on it. I really do hope so. For ARIO, currently, right now, there's an opportunity for swing. I always talk about this for arbitrage, not swing, for arbitrage. You can still call it opportunity for swing, by the way, but technically arbitrage and also swing. So right now, as we're speaking, ARIO is at 5.8 M on gates.io. It's at 5.8 M on gates.io. Whereas on LBank, it's actually at 6 M on gates.io. Whereas on LBank, it's currently at, let me just share my screen. Like I said, the figures you see here tends to lag. The figures you see here, it lags, especially this LBank price. This LBank price is very wrong, like wrong. And by economy, there's actually no volume. The volume here is very low. So if you look at it, it's about $4,000. This is where you have the most volume. Gates. Then the second place you have the most volume is LBank for ARI, basically. So on Gates, you can be able to sell at around 6 M FTV. Then on LBank, last I checked, barely 3-4 minutes ago. But while we're here, I just checked. You have some sell orders at around 4.8, 4.6 M. So if you look at that, imagine you sell at 6 M and you buy back at 4 point something, 4.5, 4.6. That's minimum of 20%, basically. Okay, so there's actually an arbitrage opportunity, or you can call it a swing opportunity, whichever. So it's very simple. You sell at Gate, you send the USDT to LBank, but you need to ensure that the buy orders or the sell orders at LBank, you still have them at those low prices. You send the USDT there. The USDT drops in less than 5 minutes, and you buy off at LBank. You buy those sell orders there at LBank. Then you can now wait for the price to achieve parity on LBank to sell off, or you can now send it back to Gate to sell off if Gate allows deposit, which I think Gate still allows deposits currently. You can now send there and sell off at a higher price, or wait on at LBank for it to come up. Anyone. But yeah, that opportunity is actually there. So before we talk too much about tokens, let's look at the news and let's discuss the information that was dropped yesterday. We're expecting a rate cut, or actually we didn't get a rate cut, and we saw how the markets reacted to that. So let's just share the screen and look at maybe some other news from yesterday. So if you guys noticed something, yesterday morning we spoke about it, that the market was going to be very, very volatile yesterday. We made that very clear. Please confirm you can see my screen here.
Yes, I can see your screen.
My screen, right?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so just briefly glancing through the news. Just briefly glancing through the news. If there's anything reasonable here before we jump to the BTC chart. All right, so let's just go straight to BTC charts. Let me explain some stuffs based on the price action we saw yesterday, and also we'll now look at some of the trades we took yesterday, how the trades played out. Just confirm that my screen is clear, please. You can see the chart on my screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let's go to BTC. That's what we're interested in currently. By the way, there's a trade on this BTC that I'm expecting. Please confirm if you can see my screen clearly. Just
yeah, the screen is still clear.
All right, so yesterday, we actually drew this yesterday. Where we said we're expecting BTC to come down here and we can be able to catch this trade, but then it didn't. Instead, BTC rallied aggressively. Like yesterday, BTC rallied aggressively all the way up, and personally, I was expecting that with that momentum we saw on the 1 hour chart, the pump was really fast. I was expecting us to at least break this point by closing above it. Most importantly, to close above it. Then we posted it in our channel that we'll be expecting to break this point. Yeah, but sadly, we didn't close above it. This is on the 4 hours chart. So you can now still see the same thing we spoke about yesterday, rejection. And on yesterday's live stream, I said it that we need to close above this purple line, through this purple line. We need to close above it. Well, we saw that rejection, and that rejection was very brutal and aggressive. It was a very, 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 very brutal sell-off. That was what crashed BTC all the way. So right now, the trade that I'm actually expecting, and that's based on the huge rejection, I had to go and cancel this. My buy limits that I set to long, I had to cancel it basically. So I didn't actually take this trade. The Ethereum one triggered, the Litecoin trade also triggered. We'll look at that. So this is where I'm expecting BTC now. Also because of we're going into Friday weekend, which is what we have always stressed. Weekends we tend to see like a correction or dump in the market once we're approaching Friday. Yet so right now I'm playing the market very careful, very, very, very careful at this point. So if we look at that of LTC, our LTC trade triggered yesterday, and it's triggered before that BTC pump, by the way. Our LTC trade triggered before that BTC pump. Like it triggered. Immediately we got that BTC pump. Personally, I just had to go and cancel this trade. Posted it that we missed the entry. It didn't come back. I just had to go and cancel this trade because that pump was so aggressive. So I just canceled this. But LTC had already triggered before we saw that pump. So that pump helped LTC to hit full TP. The LTC trade had already triggered before that pump started yesterday. So the pump helped. If you watch our yesterday live stream, you see we actually came up with this trade setup. We drew it what we're expecting Litecoin. So it made it to hit our full TP yesterday. So this is like a very good trade. Right now, I've not checked for any setup for Litecoin yet. I haven't checked for any setup because we're going into a weekend. If BTC starts going down to that zone, I'm expecting it. There's every tendency that Litecoin will break below this. There's every tendency because look at where this dump took Litecoin to, all the way to 80. That BTC minor dump to 90k. It took Litecoin all the way to 80, less than where Litecoin was yesterday morning, which it's actually crazy. So if BTC should attempt to go down further, Litecoin will break this support most likely. So I'm not looking for a setup for LTC yet. And for Ethereum, our trade also triggered on Ethereum. We also drew this trade yesterday. If you guys were present, Ethereum was somewhere here yesterday when we drew this trade. It was around 3.3 or so. And then we came up with this entry. I'll be expecting Ethereum to come all the way down. And this was what we're targeting to get into. And you can see how it came exactly to that point that we drew yesterday. You can watch yesterday's stream to confirm it. Ethereum dumped exactly to that same level. And it's actually holding up well. Yeah, so it's now a question of would BTC let Ethereum rally back up, because the BTC chooses to stabilize and play around the 90K range. Maybe tomorrow's dump wouldn't be so aggressive. It might just be like a minor correction, which is what I'm expecting from BTC. If that should be what we see tomorrow or this night, then Ethereum would have that opportunity to go all the way up. But should BTC decide to like dump, I was tempted to long BTC from here, but for some weird reason, I just wanted to come down to this 89K, approximately 89K. I would prefer to just come down there. I don't want to long it from here. Yeah, but should BTC choose to go below this level, it's 8K. Should it choose to go below this level, it's 8K, then it will mess up so many altcoins. Now, if you look at most of the altcoins, nothing spectacular has happened. Even AR that is very strong, it's just been good for swings. I've just not taken advantage of it. But I can see just by glancing, mere observation, it's just been good for swings. Up, down, up, down, up, down, go up short, come down long, the same way. It's been holding up its support around this zone very, very well. AR to be specific. But for some weird reasons, I've not really traded it on the futures recently. I haven't. And BounceBit, I should be looking for a trade on BounceBit. Let's see, this was the last trade I was taking on BounceBit. So let's see on the daily. Like I said, the challenge is tomorrow chance BTC is going to come down. So if BTC comes down, for BounceBit, I'll be looking for an entry around this level, similar to where we got in last time, like very similar to where we got in last time. Should BTC come all the way down, I'll still be expecting BounceBit to drop down to that level also for another long. So personally, that's what I'll be expecting. If BTC dumps down properly, I'll expect to catch a trade here for BounceBit. If it fails and goes below this our stop loss, then that means it's about to continue making lower lows, basically, because what we're expecting here was for it to change character and change direction and start going towards the upside. Practically, that's what we're expecting. But BTC can choose to change course of action. But we're still waiting to see how it plays out. Which other trade again? Which other trade? For ORAI, we saw a dump followed by BTC. But like I said, eyes on the update that ORAI wants to drop. Eyes on the update ORAI wants to drop. And down has been good for swings. CHR has been good for swings. It's been actually very, very good. So if you can find like a position, it's just short, long, short, long. It's around that zone where it's actually good for a long. It's around that zone where it's good for a long, basically. So like I said, the only thing you need to keep your stop loss tight for this. The reason is if BTC goes down before CHR is able to do a minor rebalancing of its price towards the upside, maybe to like 0.052. If BTC starts going down again, then this CHR trade we're about to take is going to like fail. But if BTC allows them to like just reprice a bit, then it's actually a good trade. So what that means is for this trade, you should be careful of what you're risking. And once it starts moving towards your new direction, you adjust stop loss and use trading stop loss. Very, very important. Besides that, it's actually at a very, very good position, like really, really good position. If you notice, we have a sweep here, we have inducement here. It's a good trade. Sincerely, it's actually a very, very good trade. As long as BTC doesn't misbehave and it can come up to fill back this fair value gap before it either continues down or it keeps going up, whichever. So that's good, basically. That's good. So I think that's all we're looking at in terms of the chart. For Gigo, yeah, Gigo. I bought some spot positions for Gigo. I bought a bit of spot positions for Gigo because finally, if you notice, it has actually come down. So let's go to daily chart. So let's see where Giggle is heading to right now. This is most likely it's heading to 60 something, 59.60 on the daily chart. That's where it's heading to. If it comes all the way down to here, it won't be bad to accumulate a few more Giggle. Like I said, the fact that they have a Binance support, that would go like a very long way. And that means that projects can always bounce back all the way up. Binance have a reputation to protect. They won't let the project go to zero. It's not even possible. Eventually, they'll pump it. If normal buying activity doesn't pump it, they would actually pump it all the way up. So most of these things are strategy based. Very, very important. Dash has corrected back to the zone it was at last time we were talking about it. I think on Monday or so, when I was talking about paying attention to Dash when it was still at 40 something before it went above 50. So Dash is back at that level. But I won't be trading it though. I won't be trading it. The only thing that would make me take a trade on Dash is if I see it get all the way to like 44. That's like literally the only thing that will make me take a trade on Dash. If I see it get all the way down to this level. So the trade I'll be expecting to take on Dash is roughly around this zone. 44 point something, 45. That's what I'll be expecting to take a long on Dash. But if it doesn't get to that level, I'm happy not trading it. Yeah, so questions, and Spacina, do you have some other stuff to share before we round up?
No, it's just to look out for these swing opportunities. Yes, so for example, if we see Sora around, let's say, 4.5 or even 5 million today or by tomorrow, you just know that it's time to sell. It's time to sell Sora. Hoping to buy back at a lower price. And that is the same with some other swing tokens, so that you keep the ball rolling until Bitcoin trades above, say, 95, 96K. Then we might now begin to look at medium-term holds. But for now, it's basically the swingers market. Even though we are getting some positive news in the market, we heard that Bhutan will be tokenizing their gold reserve, and Binance getting some certifications from the Dubai government, and all those good news. Those are like enterprise good news, right? It might not be specific to any token, right? So you might not generally see the market pump, okay? But then if you have like a business that you're running in crypto, you know that, we have like a worldwide recognition, we have much more acceptance in the industry than before, or you might not see, specific tokens rally. So I'm just looking out for how the rest of the day will play, then tomorrow morning and Saturday.
All right. That's good. For those that are maybe wondering where we dropped some of those calls, it's actually on our Telegram channel. So you can actually join the Telegram channel. That's where we drop some of those calls, like when LTC triggered, we dropped it, and when it hit full TP, we actually dropped it there. And also when Ethereum triggered, we also dropped it there. When BTC started running, I think we also dropped it there too. So you might want to join. The link is on the screen. You can actually join. Yeah, so taking questions now. Let's look at, just take these few questions before we call it a day. Can someone see the FDV in trading portal? Well, the best place to see the FDV, you can actually see it on the centralized exchange if you go to description of the project, but most times I just use CoinGecko. In most cases, I checked Sora Twitter page, no news, please share latest updates. Well, I've not checked their Twitter page. I haven't checked their Twitter page, and that's because the swing I bought at 2.7 I said it I had not sold initially. I hadn't sold, so as it went down to 2.4, I just added a few more, and this morning I sold off. So I've not really checked their Twitter page. Which announcement is being expected by Ori Chain? Well, I think we said that yesterday. Their quant trading terminal, which is like quantitative trading terminal, will be going live this week. That's what they said. That's one. Then the second is a DAO proposal will go live this week too. Today is Thursday. It should be dropping Friday or Saturday. Now the thing is, what tends to make the price dump is when they don't end up dropping these updates or news, and maybe they procrastinate again. People just get pissed. Yeah, most times that thing does more harm than good. It would have been better if they're not going to do it this week. They just say next week or next 2 weeks. But if come Saturday, the community gets agitated and they're like, you guys said this week, we haven't seen anything. And they say, oh, sorry, next week you'll see another price dump. That's for sure. You'll see a price dump. Please share updates on AO chain upgrade. Okay, I think Miracle would have more information on that. GMGM, everyone. Okay, yeah, Dash Trade. So briefly on Dash Trade. I'm sorry, Zcash Trade. Sorry, not Dash, Zcash Trade. Let's just look at that briefly. The Zcash Trade, just briefly, please. All right, so hope you can see my screen, just to be certain. Okay, so let's just look at this Zcash trade. So the Zcash trade, we also posted it there in the channel, which is why it's necessary to join the channel. So it was posted there that we're taken out of the trade. You get here based on trading stop loss when it started moving towards this direction. We're taken out as it went back to entry. So left with some profit. And personally, I got back in again at the entry. I got back in at this entry this morning when it got back there. So I got back at the entry. And one of the reasons too why I got back at the entry is because we are approaching Friday. And like we always say, most weekends, 6 out of 10, to an extent, even 7 out of 10, the market tends to dump. And so that's why I was able to go back in. But even while I'm back in, I'm still paying attention to BTC price performance, because the only thing that would make this hit our SL is if BTC, I said it even yesterday when we took this trade, or day before yesterday, the only thing that will make that trade fail is should BTC attempt to go above this zone. It could have happened yesterday, but I mean, it didn't happen because there was a huge sell-off. So I just hope today we won't see that huge sell-off again if BTC makes that attempt, because to be brutal for altcoins, if BTC attempts to go back to this level today and there's a huge sell-off, to be very, very brutal for altcoins. So it's best BTC just stays here, maybe goes up a bit and comes down to pick this my entry. Then maybe Saturday, Sunday, we can now be anticipating and expecting it to make a move for this level again. That would be something better than for us to sit this afternoon trying to make a move for this and feeling it again. Okay, so that's just basically it. So for the Zcash, if you weren't taken out based on trailing stop loss when it was moving that direction, or for those that move their SL to entry, If you are not taken out, you can get back in again. Because me, I got back in. So that's all for the Zcash trade. I just had to address that because we didn't say. Well, yeah, that's why we said to join the Telegram channel, because some of these things we actually drop it there. That's the link on the screen. Most of the stuff we actually do drop it there. So we do this live stream Mondays to Fridays. That's when we do it. Mondays to Friday. We do it by 10 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes it lasts for more than 30 minutes. Sometimes it lasts for 25 or 30 minutes on the dot. So make sure to join tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the charts based on the last trading day of the week. Officially the last trading day of the week, okay, because the stocks market and all, you can't access them on Saturdays and Sundays. So ensure you join. Just try to be here and try and invite someone when you're coming. And I don't know if most persons take these trades we drop. I actually don't. Maybe we'll start requesting for people to share the results of these trades for those that took it, because the aim is not just to look at these trades and not take it. You're supposed to also take these trades. That's how you benefit, and that's how you learn. Either you hit SL, you learn, or you hit TP, you learn, or you hit break even, you learn. But that's how you learn, not just by observing. Yeah, so Space, I don't know if you have something else to share. This is me rounding up.
No. There's nothing else to share for now.
All right, guys. So see you guys tomorrow, same time, and try to be early. Bye, guys.
All right, guys. Bye.